Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for round number 2 of season 6 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you guys did miss yesterday's episode, the start of season 6 for the Australian Grand Prix, do check out the episode, guys. A crazy race in Australia. Do check it out by clicking the card in the top right corner of your screen. But today we arrive here at Bahrain. As you can see, no rain expected this weekend, which is good news. And also, in terms of development, as you can see, no moves just yet. You can see quite clearly now the pack and the distribution of where everybody is this season. And I think the upgrades will begin in the next race. Certainly, they are going to begin in our team at least, because we are going to get some upgrades at the end of this episode. As you can see, we already have 754 points, and we're going to try and add to that in this episode. So fingers crossed it all goes according to plan, and we can try and start putting some points away, and hopefully get a couple of upgrades in the car for the next race in China. Now, Bahrain, as we know, guys, and if you didn't know, then here you know. This is one of the strongest tracks, probably the strongest track for the AI. They are super OP around here. I'm sticking with 110% AI, but I know I'm up against it. They are really, really quick, especially on one lap pace. The AI are just untouchable. So I think, we're in for a bit of rough riding qualifying, but maybe in the race we might be okay. You never know. I think they tend to be a little bit better off in the race, and they're a bit more raceable. But in qualifying, we're really going to have to pull out a special lap to get anything out of this. We really are. Considering we qualified 13th in Australia, if I'll be lucky to match that, I think, in my opinion. And yeah, I think the target here realistically is probably to beat Alonso if possible in this qualifying session. So let's see how things go. Straight away on our first run, first of 3 runs, it was going pretty well, but then as you can see, we got on the curb, and because I'm running such a low ride height, we lost the back end basically over the curbing, and it pretty much ruined my first attempt. I still finished the lap to get some reference points for the rest of the lap, but generally speaking, obviously it ruined my lap time. So we went out for a second attempt, and my second lap was actually quite good. I was very impressed. I thought to myself, this was the lap, and I didn't think I'd be able to improve, to be honest with you. I was very, very happy with it. I mean, a few tweaks to the setup. I had a little bit more front wing, and also I adjusted my brake bias to 52, and even though I don't like running 52 because it's too rear end like, so to speak, it made a difference around here, and I could really get some more time out of the car, and I really had a good lap, and I was very, very happy with it, to be honest with you. We go P14 actually ahead of Alonso, and a very decent lap, to be fair, only a second or so off the pace, and into 1 minute 25, which is pretty damn good. But somehow my final attempt was even better, and I kind of surprised myself, to be honest, very much like Mercedes in the Rudolph Grand Prix this weekend at Australia. So as you can see, straight away we're going to run on board now for this lap, and we're going to go straight to turn 1. We're going to break out the 100-meter board down to second gear, and make sure you pick up your apex. Have a lot of patience picking up the throttle. Take it easy, don't spin up the rears. Try and go flat through turn 2 if you can, which opens up turn 3, and you go up this kind of hill towards turn number 4. And you want to look at the 50-meter board. You want to brake just before that as a reference point. Use third gear to rotate the car. You can keep it in fourth if you like. And now we're going into the sector 2 twisty section here, where we seem to gain a lot of time relative to the AI. And as you can see, so far the lap is off to a great start. Now down for this right hander, I believe turn 7, I want to say, or turn 8, something like that. And then we're going to go towards turn 9, which feeds into the very tricky and the hardest corner on the track, the tricky turn 10 hairpin here. All about not locking up. We just about get it slowed down. Little lock up on the rears, but generally speaking, a very nice corner and a nice apex. And we're a tenth and a half up now as we go towards the end of sector 2. And now we're going to these fast swooping corners here. And this is where aerodynamics and car straight line speed is all a key factor, which we kind of don't really have at the moment. As you can see, carrying the speed flat out over the hill across the second sector split, and we are improving here, 2.5 tenths up now as we get a good line through that right hander, and we're looking good here as we now drop the P17 in the standings with 1 more corner to go. And here we go, braking just after that DRS detection line, and you want to really attack the curbs, especially the inside curb. Run it in 4th gear, then open up DRS on the exit, run it out to the line, and then it's going to be a lap off the Bahrain circuit to go P15. We improved by 2 tenths or so, and over a second off the pace, but generally speaking, not too bad. We would later drop down to P17 a few more places, and a couple of tenths off of Fernando Alonso, who actually improved. But generally, I was happy with that. Very good session. We managed to beat one of the Toro Rossos, and we know how slow the Williams cars are, so yeah, not too bad, and I expected far worse than that. So P17 isn't the worst, and I can definitely build from here. The good thing about tomorrow is that they aren't as fast in race trim. They are still very fast, but not as quick as 1 lap pace, and also we are going to have the free choice of tyre, which is always very welcome indeed. So let's see how our strategies play out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that we can do well, and hopefully we can try and have a good little race. And if I could score a point or beat Alonso, one or the other, that'd be great, but let's see how it goes. It's time for round 2 for the race for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today, with 15 corners and 2 DRS zones into turns 1 and turn 11. That should create some good passing opportunities. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Mercedes. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ericsson, Daniel Ricciardo and Hülkenberg, Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas and Carlos Sainz, Perez, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Martinez and Brendan Hartley. Stroll and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right, here we are then on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix, round number 2 of the season, and we start from P17 as you saw after qualifying. And to be fair, it's not too bad. I generally didn't expect much from qualifying. The AI are very strong around this circuit. It's probably their strongest track on the entire calendar. So, yeah, qualifying's out of the way. The AI are a little bit more raceable on Sunday, and you can do some more damage. It's more their one lap pace that really hurts you. So I think race-wise, we can do a little bit better, especially because, again, the first time I've raced here since the latest patch. So I shouldn't be able to overheat my tyres that easily. So I should be able to push a little bit more than I usually would as well. So hopefully that helps me out. In terms of the race strategy, though, you can see on screen, the game says softs to mediums, but because we haven't done practice, that's not accurate as always. So I'm going to try and go for a soft, super soft this race and try and go for a one-stopper. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch, but we're going to see if I can make it work. If not, then we will just go for the medium tyre and play it safe. Fuel-wise, we are 2.5 laps over. And yeah, no rain expected, and pretty much the only way is up in this race. So let's just crack on with it, and let's see if we can try and have a good race. The target is to maybe score a point. If not, then I'd be happy with just beating Alonso, to be honest, and beating my teammate, because he obviously beat me in qualifying. But with that being said, let's jump into it here for round 2 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Right, here we go. Let's build up the revs and get ready for the 5 red lights here at Bahrain. The lights are on, and they are off. Poor start. Slow reaction to the 5 lights. Very, very slow reaction. We're going to drop down to last place pretty much. But I'm going to try and go aggressive into turn 1. Try and make up those places. 3 wide here. Just trying to make our way through the traffic. Oh, a bit of a loss of the back end there, but we're still going. Picking up a toe. We're going to cover off the inside. Making it 3 wide here with Gasly and also Ocon as well. Power down, and we do make the move up into P15. Good recovery from a poor getaway, just a slow reaction to the 5 lights. They went out so quick down the inside of Perez as well there. Didn't expect that, but he broke so early. I had to take it. I absolutely had to take it. So we're past Perez, all the way up to P14 now. So a very positive start to this race. I'm going to make an adjustment to the brake bars now. Get that on 54. We're very heavy on fuel, so we can also attack, which is good news. So we're going to stay in the high engine modes for this final part of the lap here where all the straights are. But Alonso is just 2 places up the road. As you can see, Grosjean currently splitting us, which is fine by me. Alonso having a pretty good start himself as well. Looks like we've got a bit of a slow car here, or something's happening because this train's kind of forming. I think it's the Red Bulls. It's 2 Red Bulls and then 2 Mercedes cars. So let's see how that one pans out. A little bit of 2 wide action I can see already into the final corner, which is going to give us plenty of time to catch up. There's a lot of soft tyre runners as well, so it's important for strategy that we obviously become the lead soft tyre runner in this race, which isn't going to be easy. I've got to try. Perez is closing me down here on the straight, but he's not going to be close enough as we go in towards turn 1. Oof, man, I was so close to losing a front wing there. Grosjean braking stupidly early, but then again he's probably held up everybody in front. First track extension warning of the Grand Prix, but still, we're looking good here. Car's working good. Let's see how the race pace is like, and let's see if we can try and find ourselves in this race. Yellow flag. Something's happened. Let's wait and find out what exactly it is. I think it's behind. I think it's Perez, who was behind me just a moment ago. He's pulled over. Both Force Indians have pulled over, I think. Perez pulls over. I think Ocon pulled over as well. Literally together. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. I could have sworn I saw 2 Force Indians, but still Perez is out. First retirement of the race on lap 2. And that's good for me because it takes the pressure off from behind, because Perez was behind me, so we can now focus on what's in front of us. Yeah, there you go. Ocon's out. Both Force Indians are out. I thought I saw 2 Force Indians pull over, so they're both out of the race. I'll have to watch that back on the replay, but wow, that's a first. Oh, Grosjean there getting a poor exit, courtesy of Alonso. They were trying to go side by side to turn 1, didn't quite work. You can see the Haas though has got decent acceleration. Grosjean is going to defend quite nicely there, place his car fair and square, so he can't really go anywhere for now, but it's going to put me right back on the back of him though, which is good, as we gain a hell of a lot through there on the Haas. As long as we keep the pressure on and we stay with this train, which is being led by Mercedes, then that's all we need. We just need to stick with this pack because strategy is going to come to us. Grosjean on the straights is absolutely ridiculous. He is so fast. That Haas is an absolute bullet in a straight. He's going to fly past Alonso here. Alonso is absolutely defenceless. We set a personal best. It also does feel like the McLaren is a bit slow on the straight as we gain traction here, momentum on Alonso. Fernando does cover the inside slightly, fair play, but we're not going to challenge it because, you know, as a team we're well placed here on soft tyres. Grosjean now is, I think he's now the lead soft tyre runner, so it's important to stick with him if possible. That's a little bit of a battle occurs in front, but that Haas is incredibly fast on the straight. I mean, we're not great, but that Haas was very fast. I noticed it with me as well. Looks like Alonso's going to return the favour here on Grosjean. It definitely seemed like Alonso just turned up the engine there because he started to pull away on the straights like Grosjean used to. So yeah, Alonso's back past Roman for now, but Grosjean's not going to let him go without a fight. This seems to be like a bit of a long battle that's going to continue for quite a few laps here, so as long as we stay watching this and we can just, you know, buy our time, then that's fine by me. I'm quite good through here though. This is my strongest sector, these couple of corners here. We're going to get very close to Grosjean. We're going to get the momentum down the inside. It's a late move, but we are going to take it. That way the McLarens are now the best placed soft tyre cars in this race. Good move there on Grosjean, opportunistic. I've got to be careful with the rear tyres in this race. If rears go, you start to really struggle, so I need to try and avoid that wheel spin if I can. Okay, here comes Roman. He's going to try and go for a move. I'm going to try and get a tow from Alonso, plus some overtake ERS to try and stay in front. And Roman does get close, but not close enough. Luckily, thanks to the slipstream, we're able to stay in front. Good final corner there. We're starting to find our pace a little bit and find our feet. I think I might be able to have a go at Alonso here. The straight is long enough. Personal best, cars in the pit lane into the 1:29s. We are gaining on Alonso, not enough. Enough to make Alonso kind of faint defensively. But we are starting to find a pace here, and this is what I meant about the AI, a little bit more raceable on Sunday. If you can put up with them when they're on fresh tyres and get past that phase, once their tyres start to go a little bit, you kind of come into your own then, and it's kind of an even playing field. Well, we've got plenty more cars in the pit lane. Alonso picking up the pace once again here. Grosjean trying to gain, but I think I should be okay into turn 1. We've got Leclerc leaving the pit lane there. This is going to be close. I'm going to try and go around the outside of the Sauber, who's on fresh but cold super softs. Leclerc's going to be on me though. Look at this. Look at that Sauber go like an absolute bullet around the outside. Oh, Leclerc just turns in on me there. I'm going to try and squirt the power and I'm going to try and stay in front through this section. Leclerc will have to back out through there. No doubt about it. but this ain't going to last long. That Sauber you just saw for a second, what an absolute machine that is on the straight. I think you're going to see it now through here, regardless of whatever exit I get. Leclerc's going to breeze past me on this straight. Look at that. It's so easy. Leclerc makes the move. I'm just going to try and follow him now. Use his DRS to stay in front of Grosjean, preferably. Okay, Grosjean's on me here. I've got DRS and I had a good exit, but he's going to go for it anyway. Car's in the pit lane. Now the pit exit. That's going to be close with Sebastian Vettel here. Battle of the late breakers. Using first gear to try and rotate the car. I'm going to have the better line and we stay in front. Good defensive driving, but look at that. Leclerc's on me. Vettel as well. Grosjean gets the move done. Fair play. I'm really holding my breath here because I'm having to concentrate so much. I want to try and get past Grosjean if I can. Good run through there. We kind of get on the curb though, that kind of ruins my momentum, which is a little bit annoying. So Grosjean stays in front for now. And I think Sebastian isn't too far behind either, so he's going to make this move fairly soon. Decent exit. But here goes Vettel. He's going to go to the outside. I'm going to let him go. I don't want to waste time. I want to battle Grosjean here. So if Sebastian can get onto the back of the Haas, and I can try and follow him, that would be ideal. Back end's getting very loose on this car now, I have to say. Into the final corner. These guys are still going at it. Vettel and Grosjean, a little bit of contact there. What a great battle this is. It's been going on for a whole lap pretty much. Grosjean has got DRS on Vettel, so Grosjean again, just like last time, is going to go for the re-overtake. And Sebastian has to wait, he has to stay patient. This is great for me though. I'm just watching this and saving tyres, saving fuel, saving battery. Vettel finally gets in front of Grosjean as we get loose. Very loose there. I've got Ericsson behind me now for company in the other Sauber. I'm going to try and stick with Grosjean if I can. I think Ericsson's going to get the run on me here. He's going to mess up my final corner. Please don't. Yeah, he absolutely has. It's going to put me way offline. And then we've got Kimi as well. Just going backwards here. This is kind of annoying. Getting a toe from Ericsson. I'm going to now just back out of that and let Kimi take it. I don't want to waste too much of my own time. Oh man, I was so close. I thought I lost my front wing there. My rears are struggling to hold on here. Hulkenberg's on the back of me. He's going to go to the inside on super softs. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Just going to try and set up the final corner as I normally would. Switch back underneath. There we go. But we are going to come in this lap for my first and only stop of the race. Get it all slowed down. There we go. Grosjean's in as well, and also Pierre Gasly. So let's see what happens here. A little bit of a pit stop battle brewing, so hopefully it all goes according to plan. Grosjean onto mediums as you'd expect, as are we. Here we go. 2.3, nice quick stop. There we go. Away we go. We're going to struggle on these cold tyres. I think these mediums are going to feel horrible at first, but hopefully we can get going up to speed. There's Brendan Hartley. I think he's yet to pit as well. He's going to be on the back of Grosjean on those mediums, so that's good news. Just try and switch on these mediums if I can. They feel horrible already. But so far, I don't really know where we are in this race. I've just got to try and keep my head down and keep pushing for pace. But it does feel like points are going to be a little bit tricky today. Just a little bit too far, unfortunately. We're just lacking that little edge of pace, that little X factor. Right, here we are then on the back of Hartley. We do get his DRS before he comes into the pit lane, which is good. Alonso's currently in the pit lane. He's leaving the pit lane now. He's going to be close with Grosjean, I think. But either way, we've kept the gap to Gasly behind. These mediums are really hard to switch on. I'm struggling big time. But we are P14 now. I'm not sure who's yet to pit or what the strategies are, but just over half race distance. And at the minute, I can't really see the points in sight, but we're going to keep going. You never know. Right, personal best, decent pace. Could be better, but I'm not going to complain. Okay, we've got cars in the pit lane. Max Verstappen there, onto a super softs, along with Hamilton, who's going to mediums as we set a personal best. So still strong pace. And Hulkenberg there has rejoined on softs just behind Grosjean. So he's managed to jump us, but we're now P12 in this race, a little bit closer to the points. But I'm not exactly sure anymore who's yet to pit. I think we're starting to run out of pit stoppers, if that's even a word. A little bit frustrating knowing that we was literally racing with Alonso a few laps ago, and he's now currently P8. The points are just there as the Red Bulls actually come out the pit lane, but we're just lacking a little bit to just make it. We're just so close, but yet so far. Here we've got Bottas in the pit lane and also Sainz. So here we go, this is it. This is going to give us P10 in the race and a point scoring finish for now with just over 10 laps to go. Right then, we've still got a long way to go, especially on these tyres as Hamilton gets past Gasly behind us. He's also on mediums, but we've got a long way to go before we can even say we're going to score points this race. So many laps, so many possibilities. But Alonso is doing real well at the minute. He's currently up P6, so fair play.
Okay, some information on the Sainz. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, so Sainz normally means Ricciardo on my career mode. Because I don't know why they kind of glitched out and one means the other. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's Ricciardo, who's currently in front of us at the hairpin. Let's see if that's true. Okay, Lewis Hamilton now within DRS. He's actually going to be close enough. I need to crank up the engine a little bit just to make sure he stays behind. I can confirm it is Ricciardo who's struggling, and not Sainz. So that's a good thing, because if Hamilton does get past, I should be able to get past Ricciardo. So that would re-give me P10. But it's Sainz and Bottas on softs behind that worry me. They're going to be bloody quick. We can keep Gasly behind. That's okay. I can control him. So really, if I can get past Ricciardo, that'd be great. Oh, all of a sudden then Ricciardo sets at 27.1, so his car's working again. Here comes Lewis though. We have to go defensive. I want to try and defend this if I can. Down towards turn 1. Battle of the late breakers. Inside line for me, outside for Lewis. Switch back underneath. A little bit of contact there, but we are going to just get in front. Can we cover the inside? Yes, we do. Show Lewis a long way around, my former teammate. There we go. Good defensive driving there. Lewis has lost a bit of his edge, I think. And he's now battling with Gasly. I think Lewis might have some small front wing damage, maybe. He's definitely not as fast as he was. I'm starting to open up a gap to Lewis. I've also picked up my own pace that I've just matched my personal best. Gap to Lewis, 0.8 of a second. I think we're doing okay here. Okay, we've definitely shaken off Lewis now. He has Gasly for company. I'm also on for a personal best here. I've just had 2 very strong laps. I've really picked up my game here. I'm trying to get this gap over a second, and that's exactly what I've done. And I've had 2 really strong laps here, and I reckon this should be a personal best if I bring this one home nice and cleanly. As Gasly now goes to battle with Lewis. Bottas is starting to catch up now, so it was good timing on the move. And there we go, a personal best, 0.3 faster, 29.1. When we needed it, we responded. Now I've got to try and save some fuel in the RS if I can. Okay, this is perfect. There's a big battle behind. Gasly, Hamilton, Bottas and Verstappen are all exchanging positions here. I'm just doing my thing, setting my own pace with standard engine modes, and we're opening up the gap here. 2.5 laps to go. It's looking good so far. Let's try and bring this home if we can. Especially now Gasly's P11, that's great. Looks like Verstappen has broken free, and he's on his way. I want to say Bottas has as well, so both of the soft tyre runners are going to be onto me now, so it's important that we keep the pace up. Gap 3.4, 1.5 laps to go. Let's stay focused. Right, going on to the last lap. Rich mix and what I've got left of hot lap mode. I'm going to try and burn up what I've got. Try and keep Verstappen out of DRS just as a precaution. Right, here we go then. Leclerc wins in the desert. We're just maximising everything. We're actually on for a personal best. Into the final corner. Let's end strong on a personal best if possible. That'd be great. Up to the line. Here we go. Let's finish it. P10 though. We score points. And there we do. Actually set a personal best at 28.8. Very happy with that. Very strong final lap just to keep Verstappen at bay. And a very, very good performance, scoring a single point.
Brilliant stuff from Sauber today. What a superb victory. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
So, here they come out now onto the podium after a thrilling Grand Prix. It just goes to show what a strong position the sport is in, that these independent teams can be so competitive. What a superb victory from the Sauber team.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Leclerc wins in the desert in Bahrain ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Marcus Ericsson, P3 in the other Sauber ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, and pretty much Ferrari power dominating Formula 1 at the moment. Nico Hulkenberg, P5 ahead of Kevin Magnussen, and then Daniel Ricciardo, P7 ahead of Fernando Alonso, my teammate, who scores his first points of the season ahead of Grosjean and myself, bringing home the final point. Verstappen just misses out, along with Bottas, Gasly, Hamilton, Sainz, Stroll, Hartley, Sirotkin and Ocon and Perez retiring from the Grand Prix there. But in terms of what that means for the Drivers' Championship, after 2 races, you can see we dropped down to 9th place. Leclerc takes the lead in the Sauber from Kimi Raikkonen. Sebastian Vettel jumps up into 3rd place, and also Alonso jumps up into 11th place there with his first points of the season. In terms of the constructors though, we drop down to P6 as Haas overtake us and Sauber overtake Red Bull for 2nd place and are 7 points behind Ferrari. But all in all, a decent start to the season. I think 2 points finishes in 2 races is a good start. And we just got to try and keep that consistency, basically. China is a much better track for me. They are very strong here. China is actually one of those tracks where I can win quite a lot. And I think China, I want to try and push for a top 5 finish. I think that's realistic. I think that's possible. But we'll have to wait and see. Also, we're going to get some upgrades on the car. So let's do that right now and let's jump into the laptop. Right, so here we are then on the R&D tree. And straight away, the worst part of our car is the chassis. So we're going to get straight into things here and developing this part of the car. So straight away we're going to get one of those minor ones on the car, and then we're going to add onto that a major, which is going to take 2 weeks to arrive. Or actually, do I go for that? Can I get this one here? This one? Okay, we'll go for this one instead, because we can afford to buy those. And I think we're looking a lot better now. 374 points. Can we get anything here? 370, so we can get 1 aero upgrade. Can I get any engine upgrades? Okay, I can get engine, so we're going to go straight for the engine, try to have a bit more engine power, because obviously you saw on the straights how the other cars were, so we're going to get the engine crankshaft on there. And there we go, a solid triple upgrade, as you can see, on the way for the next race. So hopefully that should boost us beyond Racing Point Force India and behind Mercedes, hopefully. So fingers crossed that upgrade does the job and delivers when it comes to China in the next race, which I'm also looking forward to, because China is a track that is a good opportunity for me to score a big amount of points, a really, really big amount of points. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, then please do drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content and turn on notifications to not miss a single video from me. Finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Career Mode, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.